Hello and welcome back on this channel. Today this is not a devlog, today this is kind of an experiment because I want to check if ChatGPT can really make an entire game in Unity. Because, of course, ChatGPT is crazy good, but to be honest, just with coding snippets. I want to face the limitations of ChatGPT making an entire game in Unity, in the best case without my help. And yeah, let's see how far we can make it with only ChatGPT and a little bit of vibe coding. So, welcome back to my German ChatGPT, which says provisoric chat or something like that. It says, okay, this is just temporary, we don't want to save anything and we don't want to mess my history, and let's just start with that. So, you are a game developer with lots of experience and you have a lot of ideas because you are also a fantastic artist and stuff like that. That's how you write a prompt, I guess. Okay, so please name me 5 little game ideas. I really mean super little game ideas, which are crazy addicting and where you can assist me creating that. Aha! So let's see, we have a bunch of good ideas. We have the jump juice, which core idea is you're a blob with one button. Tap to charge a jump, release to jump exactly into the glass that keeps appearing in different spots. And why it's addicting? It's all about mastering timing and angles, simple physics, juicy SFX, and tight feedback. Button hold survivor also sounds pretty good. You hold one button to charge power, but you must let go before enemies hit you. Okay, to be honest, crazy addicted to the second idea because it's crazy addicting and yeah, we have the tense moments like ChatGPT says. Okay, so let's stick with idea number 2. Okay, I fooled you, I won't do anything. Ha 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 ha. We might want to have this correct. Oh my god. Let's stick with idea number 2. Please generate me code for that and also write a cool architecture for that game, including some managers and cool scripts. For the visual part, please tell me exactly what I have to do, what you can't achieve with code. That's the best prompt I've ever written, I guess. Ha! You got me! It's a fun little boy. Okay, so we have the game now. The idea, of course, for that, the button hold survivor, and we have the to-do overview, which... Okay, he's still generating. Okay, while this is generating, we can have a look on what's the game about, what's the summary, and what we have to do. Okay, so we hold a button to charge power. We check if we hold too long, then the enemies will hit us. And if we release in time, we blast the enemy away. And the longer we charge, the stronger the burst is and the higher the risk. Okay, and... yeah, so we have the game manager, we have the input manager, the charge manager, the enemy manager, UI manager, and the player blast, which handle all of our logic. So the game manager is there to have a central brain. Of course, this will orchestrate quite everything and talks to the other managers in here. That's cool, that's pretty simple and just straightforward. And yeah, so we have our visuals set up right here, what we need to do, and the scripting part. So let's just do our stuff, which basically can't be achieved in code properly. Of course, it is possible. I don't want to say it's not possible because I'm a big fan of creating stuff in code and not stuff on a UI like that. But of course, something like the particle effects or something like that, we have to do manually, unfortunately. Okay, so we are back in Unity and we have to create the main camera. We already have it here. We have to create canvas UI. This is pretty straightforward. We just generate canvas and we name it canvas UI. Haha. We have to create the player, which is just an empty game object. I just call player. It could be a sprite. Let's see. I just make it a circle sprite. It's circle sprite. This is the player. Nice. Okay. And we just name this player so that this is not parented. Of course, in a real game, we want to have a container for that where the logic and the visual of the player is separated and in under a container, but it's okay for that. And now we have the enemies, which are just circles or squares. Let's say these are squares. I just call it enemies, and these are squares. And maybe we want to take a different color, but I need to find the squares and the Unity default sprites. There we go. And they are red, because red is the basically every time the color of the evil in like every game. And now the blast effect, which is a simple radial effect or a scaling circle, but I don't think this is now our part. So let's go and create some scripts for that. Of course, I want to have a folder called scripts, and within the scripts I also have folders like manager and stuff like that to have a kind of ordering, but I don't need this right now, I guess, because I just want to copy and paste stuff from the ChatGPT right into this. So I just create a mono behavior script and call it game manager, and then all the other managers. I just created all the scripts and just wanted to copy all of these inside of that, but there are just some setups things I need to do. We have to create a slider for the charge bar and a panel for the game over screen. The simple circle, okay, we did that before. The red squares, oh, it's it says they should be red. Funny. A blast visual is just a white or blue transparent circle prefab, okay. A game over text, restart button, and we should hook it to game restart. No, that's some stuff ChatGPT should do later on, but okay, we have to do that, of course, add a slider and a panel, and I guess the blast visual. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so we have to add a slider for the charge bar. Let's see where we want to do that. Here's the UI slider, and I know the slider stuff is really ugly, so I don't make it interactable, and I also want to move the handle slider. Yeah, there is a bunch of stuff we have to change to the slider that it looks really good, but I think for the sake of this video it's okay how it looks. I just make it a bit bigger so we can see it also with our old and blind eyes. Is that a word in English? Oh, I'm so sorry for my bad English. It's really, yeah. Nevertheless, we also need a panel for the game over screen. So we create a panel for the game over screen. So here's the panel, game over panel. And inside of that, we just, do I have the Text Mesh Pro installed right here? Oh yeah, oh no, we just import the TMP essentials. That's it, and just call it game over. Hooray! So let's create a blast visual, which is, as they said, and with they I mean ChatGPT, is the blue circle. So let's head back to ChatGPT and do what we can do best, just cooking some delicious copy pasta. So let's copy the game manager and then go to the game manager file and just pasting everything into it. I feel like a real programmer, to be honest. I didn't even read the code. I just pasted there, and I just hope that everything runs smoothly after all. I guess it won't, but yeah, I think it's I think this is part of the experiment, so it's okay, I guess. So let's do everything, and I'll be back when this is done. Okay, pretty cool. We have no errors after pasting everything right into our project. So let's see what even happens. As the game manager is the class which orchestrates quite everything, I want to have a look what it does. Okay, of course, we're just filling this instance with this class, and then we have a restart function which is not used because I think ChatGPT wants us to create this manually in the Unity editor, that there's a hook for a button or something like that, and a game over function. But to be honest, I don't see any game loop in here, because I think every manager has its own game loop. The input manager, okay, if it's game over, we can do nothing. And Okay, space is the start of the charging. Space is also update charging. Okay. And when the key is up, then we have the release charge. What does happen here? Okay, when we start charge, we have thing here. We update our charge bar. We have the delta right here. I think this is without the time normalization. And this is public. Hooray, we we love that. Okay, cool. I think we can have a look in the Unity editor. So let's create some managers here. So we have the charge manager. I just call it manager 1 and 2 and 3 because, to be honest, it's not important. So I added all managers to the manager script right here, and now I'm gonna add the player blast to the player. Also want to make sure that this circle, which is the blast, is now there as a prefab. I just drag it down below and then I can remove it here and now fill the stuff inside of these scripts. So the player transform is right here and the blast prefab is here. The enemy prefab, okay, we want to have this as a prefab and not as a normal game object. We want to have it here, and also the player transform we can get right here. Spawn rate is 2, whatever this means. I guess we have to find out in the code later on. And the input manager, of course, we had a look on that, and we have the game over panel right here. The blast visual, wherever this is in the UI manager, and the charge bar is here. So cool, I would say. We can have a look. I think we do not even have a camera manager, so if we move out of the screen, I don't think we see our player. But for the first try now, I'm really excited. So let's see. I can what? Okay, maybe I should have a look on the what? How does this game work at all? Okay, what happens when we release the charge? Then the player blasts. Okay. So it blasts to... Oh, I can't even move. I thought that I'm moving. Okay, let's try it again without moving. Tag enemies not defined. ChatGPT. You made a mistake. Oh, let me have a quick look. Maybe it's on my side. Is there something like creating a tag? To do. Okay, visual setup. Do I have to create something here? No. You didn't mention that I have to create a tag called enemy. Yeah. Wow. Okay, now let's try again. Okay, to be honest, I have no clue what I have to do. Okay, let's have a look in the code how this works, because to be honest, I don't get it. Maybe I'm just dumb, and it's okay, but I have to reread the code. So what happens here? We're creating a radius, which is the base radius, and the power. The power, I guess, is based on the charge, I guess. It seems like that. Yes. Okay, so we have the radius, and now we get all hit enemies. Collider to D. So we need to create or attach a collider to these enemies. So otherwise this is an empty list or an empty array. Okay, so let's create another collider, but I guess we have to tell that ChatGPT because it's bad. You also didn't tell me that I have to create a collider to be for the enemy. Yeah, buddy. Please add a movement to the player towards the mouse position, and also create a camera manager to make sure that the camera smoothly follows the player. Okay, while ChatGPT is generating the code for our movement, I want to create... Okay. It works. Okay, I really had to add the collider. But now it's working, hooray. Okay, this is pretty satisfying to... Okay, to be honest, it's not satisfying. But I think if we can move our player towards the mouse after the blast, can be a bit juicy. and of course with cool sound effects and stuff like that. So let's see if ChatGPT can handle all of that. Can ChatGPT create sounds? I don't think so. It just can create maybe some cool tiles for a cool tile map or something like that. Or a sprite sheet is the correct word. So the generation is done. What do we have to do? We have to add the player movement CS, the camera manager, and we have to do something right here. I'm not gonna read it, I just copy and paste it, and then I'm angry afterwards that this is not working. So I now added the player movement script and the camera manager to this project inside of the Unity editor, and I also attached the target, which is the player obviously. And yeah, let's see if this is working right out of the box. Okay. I don't think that this is working as intended. Of course, it's pretty cool, but I thought that we can get the boost, which then shoots me in the direction of where the player should go. Oh my god. Did I tell you that I'm a really bad player in basically all games? I'm a really bad player, but that's okay. It seems to be working. Let's say as intended. Let's say we do want it that way. Pretty cool. So let's make it a bit more, a bit more beautiful. So let's go back to ChatGPT and say, yo, thanks, bud. This is working as intended. I wanted it exactly that way. I don't think that ChatGPT understands sarcasm, but it's okay. Please now generate me a sprite sheet which I can use for the blast prefab. I hope without big descriptions it is possible for ChatGPT to create a sprite sheet. Create an image of a sprite sheet which shows a blasting particle. No, it's You're currently in a temporary chat which unfortunately does not support image generation. Wow, OpenAI. Really? Okay, then I think we have to do it manually. So let's remove the sprite renderer, but instead we're going to create some kind of particles. We're now in the editor for the particle system, and let's say we want to have a start color which is between this blue and I want to have another blue, quite dark one, something like that. I think this is pretty cool. And I also do want to have a burst emission, so nothing right here. Oh, maybe no, just a burst. So this looks like this. Yeah, this is quite boring. Cool, so let's check if this is working as intended, because I modified the stop action, which is destroy, and not that Unity getting confused. I think this happens quite often. Oh, it's quite big. It looks pretty cool, I guess, but it does not make that kind of damage that I thought it does. Ooh. Okay, cool. And now I just want to make the visuals a bit more appealing, at least. So let's remove that. I like it when it's pretty blocky. So we have the filling color as yellow, and the background is just something gray or like that. And yeah, that's pretty it. I think we want to have a nice background at least. So let's create a 2D object. It can be a sprite, it's totally fine. And this is just, let's say it's not gray. Let's say it's gray. And for the layer, it's -4 because we just want to have it background. And now let's increase the size of that so it is in the background. The player also gets a little sprite where we can see that this is facing in the correct direction. I don't even know, to be honest, if there is anything correct. Here I just say it's here. There we go. Okay, nice. We see that this isn't even facing in the correct direction. So we need to rotate the player towards the cam. Please also make sure that the player is rotating towards the cursor. So thank you. I'm not gonna read what you're still generating. I just copied the player movement and go into my IDE and paste it right there. So let's have a look if the nose, I think this is a nose, is correct. No, it isn't. It's 90 degrees off, but this is okay. I can just rotate this by 90 degrees. It was the wrong axis. The 90 are still wrong axis. I didn't develop much with 2D, but yeah, now I'm on it. Cool. So now it's fixed, and now we have our little game where we can see we are running from our enemies, and then we're charging, and then the enemies get destroyed because we're shooting the enemies in the back. From the back, not in the back. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then please hit the subscribe button, and if not, then please leave a dislike and a comment what you did like about the video, what I can do better. And I think we see us in the next devlog where I create my planet exploration game with Unity. So thanks for watching. We see us in the next video. Bye.